So, if you haven't heard, a little well-known YouTuber got her own late night talk show. The show's name? A Little Late with Lilly Singh. Now, I've been in LA for about a year now, but when I first came down here, I had a couple weeks before work started, and I wanted to soak in the whole LA experience. I got to check out Knott's Berry Farm. Actually, that time it was Knott's Scary Farm. Hollywood, Venice Beach, Santa Monica, Disneyland, the works. On my list was also to go to a live taping for the first time ever. Now for me, two talk shows came to mind that I wanted to go see and were filmed in LA. One of them being the Ellen Show, lots of dancing and free stuff, come on. And the other one, get to check out my favorite YouTuber's new show, A Little Late with Lilly Singh. So I went online and I signed up for some dates for those talk shows, and I got waitlisted for every single one of them. But I still had my fingers crossed. And on the other side, I was also like, will I get it before work starts? I don't know. It went on business as usual. I'm at the laundromat at 11 a.m. one of those days, and I get an email saying I got in from the wait list. Yes. And now this is when things really go into high gear. I am in sweats and a ratty sweater, and literally all my clothes had just been put into the washer. Now the show starts at 2 a.m. It takes an hour to get there, it takes an hour to get ready, and it's gonna take another hour for the clothes to get ready. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I might actually not be able to make it in time. Come on, time is of the essence. So I worked some magic and I did manage to get out just in time. So I make it to Hollywood and I'm a little bit confused because I'm expecting all these studios and parking lots and like big production stuff, and I'm not seeing any of that. Oh my goodness, was this whole thing a ruse and I'm about to get murdered? But no, around the corner, I saw it, the big black building with Siren written on it. Thank goodness I had made it. Now I make my way to the studio and I wait in line and become buddies with two other people there. Now all three of us were fans of Lilly Singh, and then there was also other people that were fans of the celebrity guest that was appearing. Now we're all super excited to be there, and getting to meet a role model in person, amazing. Now, if you've never gotten to be part of a live taping before, most places have a warm-up comedian that like tries to prime up the audience for some like high energy tapings, like some really high energy tapings. So we're getting closer to showtime and the warm-up comedian is doing her thing, and it looks a little like this. When life gives you melons, you might be dyslexic. Anyways, her thing was way better than that, by the way. But she's wrapping up her thing, and before I know it, we're getting led into the building. And OMG, the studio, guys, the studio was Starry Night themed. Side note, I love all things related to space. I remember being a child and wanting to be an aerospace engineer at NASA. But yes, where the audience was sitting was backlit by stars and the moon, and it was so pretty, guys. It was so pretty. Like, well done. Whoever coordinated that, well done. And guys, now we're starting to get led to the front row, and the coordinating lady is saying, you go to the right, you go to the left, and you go right here. And dudes, she was pointing at me and she was literally giving me the corner seat in the front row, literally the best seats in the house. Oh my gosh, it was the first taping ever, best seats in the house. I was stoked. Oh, and the other two were super stoked too. We were all in the front rows sitting together, getting ready for the show. Oh, and at the entrance, they gave us all Jolly Ranchers. And so as we're being seated and settling in, I pop mine in and I'm like, we're all soaking in the surroundings. It is awesome. Now that's when I hear, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking some shots of the audience. I am going to need you guys to do some oohs and ahs for us and some laughter. So bear with me as we give you some instructions. This is when a camera starts zooming past all the audience members, zooming in and out on people. Now, you remember how I said I had the best seat in the house? That means that the camera was zooming in and out, and the entire time the Jolly Ranchers here like, should I just try to swallow this Jolly Rancher? Maybe. No, that could lead to me choking. But that could lead to some mouth to mouth. No, Liz, focus. Just put it on the other side so the camera can't see it. So after the shots of us have been completed, I see a side door being lit, and boom, there she is, Lilly Singh. The whole audience stands up and erupts in cheers. She gives the entire front row high fives, and when she comes to me, I high five her so hard that like my hand hurts afterwards, and I'm just like, oh my God, did I just forget how to high five? She walks towards center stage and says hello to all of us, and then is saying how appreciative she is of the whole experience to get to be working on the show, and then how appreciative she is that we as audience members get to share it with her. And I'm just like, beautiful, beautiful. And she starts telling the audience what's gonna happen. She's gonna be going through these doors, and then she's gonna be giving her monologue. And then she starts telling us about what's gonna be happening in the show. She's like, I'm gonna go through these doors, I'm gonna be giving my monologue over here, and then I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna give you a high five. And she's looking straight at me, and I'm like, me? And she's like, yep, you. And I'm just like, yeah, okay. And then she steps over to the buddies and is like, and then I'm gonna give you a high five. She steps over to the next one, and I'm gonna give you a high five. And she steps over to the next one and is like, and I'm not gonna give you a high five. I'm just like, I'm like, what? That's a little bit weird. And then she's like, I gotta go to my desk after this high five, but I can give you a hug now. And she gives the audience member a hug, and then is getting ready to go backstage and do her thing. Now Katie and I are both super, super excited, like squealing with joy, like, ah! And she looked right at us and was like talking to us. I mean, like, we're fangirling pretty hard at this point. After we're done fangirling, I start thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna be the first one she's gonna give a high five to. How does she even want the high five? Like, there's so many different ways. You can be standing up, you can be sitting down, you can do 2 high fives, you can do 1 high five. I'm like, oh my God, I need more instructions. I'm like, okay, I'll feel it out when it comes. She enters the studios, the cameras start rolling, and the monologue begins. And when she's done, she starts jogging over to me, and I start getting up, and she starts angling her hand downward, and I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be sitting down for this. If it isn't cut, you'll see me in a half squat giving her a high five. Dudes, it was hilarious, but like, I never knew how complex high fives could be when the camera's on you. The celebrity guest was this hilarious comedian named Nikki Glacier, and she also did some audience interactions too. I remember her asking at some point, she's like, wow, you guys are awesome. You guys have like really, really, really high energy over here. Like, are your guys' hands tired from all that clapping? And she sees me in the audience like, yes, a little bit. They hurt. And she's like, yeah, okay, wear gloves next time. And the taping goes great for the rest of the time. And by the time it ends, me and the other two are squealing in joy as we're walking out. We're just like, ah! Oh, by the way, guys, here's me in the audience, if you want to see. LA, man. You can literally see celebrities anywhere. And if you ever find yourself in LA, I highly recommend you go to a taping of someone that you enjoy watching just for the experience of it. Like, it is amazing to be an audience member. Oh, and Lilly Singh's getting a 2nd season. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll put some links in the description below. And like, I had a blast doing it. The employees were great. Lilly was great. There was awesome guest audiences. And if you enjoy her content, you'll probably enjoy that as well. But like I said, go check out whoever you enjoy seeing. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye. Hey, you made it to the end card. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like the video, go ahead and like it down below. And if you want, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and keep being your awesome selves. Bye.